All right. Hey, what's up? You guys are tuned into Neek at Night. And right now, we are here this morning, and I'm speaking to Chriselle's mother. Your mom reached out to me this morning about the situation. I did a video last night, and she wanted you guys to clarify some of the information that was put out and what's going on in regards to Chris.
That's right.
Okay. So yesterday there was a post put up that Chris had been arrested and that Queen was looking for CJ. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, so I don't know when the her original post was, what time it was. I just know I did get a phone call from her. It's probably about 6 o'clock, 6:01, something like that. And she asked me when last time I had talked to Chris, and I had said last night. And so she said, well, he was arrested. And do you know this person? Do you know this person? And I said, well, yeah, I know that person.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, not, yeah, I know the person. Yes, I know of that person, but I don't know the person. Meaning I met the person, but I don't know the person.
Mm-hmm. So
So
she
that's,
called you and she already knew
she already,
who CJ was with
yes,
already.
already knew.
Okay.
So I didn't find out. So it took me less than 8 minutes to find out where this, who the person was and was CJ with that person. The person said yes. So I'm like, okay. So I reached back out to Queen, like, okay, he's okay. I understand. I'm a mother, I'm not feeling none of this. I'm I'm being a mom,
Yeah.
and mother come first, because at first,
For
if
those of
you
you guys
find
just tuning in, this is Chriselle's mother. Matter of fact, let me put a banner. Chris Sales. Go ahead.
so I so after all of that, I know that she was, I guess, kind of, she felt like she was getting a run around. I wasn't trying to give it a run around. My thing was, I don't know how far Houston is from Texas, but if
Hmm.
I felt
Oh,
after
your
seeing that,
mom, your mom just chimed in.
oh, after
Okay, so we have
hearing from
Chriselle's mom
Queen,
and Chriselle's grandmother.
How you doing?
Hi. So I received a call from your mom. Tilt the camera a little bit because it's so that okay, so the words aren't in your face. Okay, so I was just telling the people I received a call from you this morning, and you were pretty much upset about the story that was put out and everything like that.
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead, Mama Sales.
so oh, so when
There's a little bit of interference
I don't know,
from your mom. There's a little bit of interference.
cut, cut your phone down,
Cut my phone down. Okay.
I guess.
Is that
That's what I
helping
always
any?
hear.
Is
Yeah,
that
I think
helping any?
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. So after we reached out and we knew who the person was, I said it's okay. My thing is, I wouldn't have needed nobody. Once they told me who the person was, me myself would have gotten in my car and
Right,
started driving. So by the time Chris got home, because it was said that he was coming home that night, once he got home, I would be right there waiting for my son.
right.
That's me as a mother.
So
Okay.
just to walk you back a little bit, she calls you. She already knew who had her son, and then
Yep.
after you talked to her about saying, "Yeah, I know the person, but I don't know them on a personal level," she then took to the internet to then vent and ask anybody knows who her son is when she already knew where her son was.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I just want to
So
clarify because it's coming out a little bit, scattered, and I just want the people who are listening to be clear.
so
And
that's so after all of that, that's when I received that text, the text of her saying that it was on the internet, on social media, because she said, and I know that it was asked for her not to put it on social media. At the point, I didn't care, but it was kind of like, this is not social media stuff. Some stuff y'all have to keep private. but it wasn't like I was made to tell her to do anything. Okay.
Can I iterate on that, Tamika?
Hold on.
Let me iterate. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me
Yeah.
iterate. So after Queen was on the phone with Tamika, I was on the phone. She called me. My daughter had me call me, and because Tamika actually got the phone number from Chris' baby sister.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when she found out that where CJ was within 8 minutes. But also my grandkids here in Detroit was on the phone also with Queen, and my granddaughter pleaded with her, say, don't put this on social media, Queen. Oh, well, I'm not, this is her. I'm not, she said, because they don't need that, because we really didn't know, we didn't know what was going on at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So she knew within 8 minutes, she knew where her son was, because that's all she had to do was call us. She didn't have to put that out there like that. And I'm as a granny, as a grandma, I'm tired. And I haven't even talked to my grandson right now. My grandson has shut everybody down right now. He is not even talking to nobody. So we, as this other assault, quote unquote assault, until they get to the bottom of it, because I don't want this to slap me back in my face, because I really don't know what's going on.
Well, your daughter gave me a little insight, and she said this was an old situation from last year, and that this was not a new assault. So we can also clarify that being that this is an old charge, because when I got the information, I thought he assaulted somebody again. He got into an altercation again. And then I found out that this was not something that was
this is new. Something that was built back, and that's what I'm under the assumption. Now, if anything come out at that, we both will be in shock of it. Only thing we here to say, they get snippets of this life thing. Now, if I really want to go through it, and if Queen look at me, she better look at her granny right now. The person that could stop all the shenanigans between Queen and Chris is Queen. She's the head lead ringer of it all. She could stop them minions from going after her mother. She could stop them minions from going after me, which they did come after me, because I really thought that it was a chance that Chris and Queen probably would have got back together. That's me as being a granny. That's me as still loving her, because I still watch her. I watch her. I watch Clarence. I watch them all. I'm just a YouTuber, granny watching YouTube. Okay. So I love her. I love her. But to stop all of this drama, let me calm down, because I get kind of excited.
Yeah, just calm down a little bit.
Woosa.
Yeah.
Woosa. Forgive me, Lord. But to stop all of this drama, Queen is the one to stop it. She can stop it completely. My grandson, he might do some weirdo stuff. But Chris, he came from a loving family. He came from a hugging family. He came from a family that we do kiss each other. And sometimes I think my daughter get mad at me, because my little granddaughter, I kiss her and them on the lips. So I kiss them. So they got that loving part from us. But to have them to even have them stereotype Chris, Queen can stop all of this, because she know Chris. If don't nobody know Chris, Queen knows Chris. And I'm out here, and I'm literally saying to the world and to whoever, it's two sides to the story, always. And the truth, and three sides. It's his, hers, and the truth. And I'm telling you, my grandson have never, once when I seen him on YouTube, I never see him put his Queen down. Never see him put Queen down. And for her to do this to him, I'm literally upset about it. So don't come back and clean this stuff up, Queen. You knew what you was doing. And you knew, and she know me. She know his granny. I will go to hell with my grandkids if I know they right. Now I'm not going if they know they wrong. But she know me. And if it was a problem and she couldn't get to it, all she had to do is just call me, because there's several times I tried to speak out to her. I would have I would have got her through all this whatever. I would have got my grandson. I wouldn't know what he is. And her being a mother, she shouldn't even had called no social media for her child. I would have got on you, that the daughter of mine right there. She was looking for the first flight out to go anyway to see what it, but it only took 8 minutes to find out where he at. She could have, Queen know about.
But the thing is, Queen, even though, like, I guess your daughter was clarifying where he was at, but Queen already knew before she even called your daughter where he was, where the baby was at. So I think that's kind of the point that it needs to be made. Like, me as a mom, if I go 8 minutes without knowing where my child is, you know, because when your daughter tells it, it's like she didn't know for 8 minutes, but she knew from the moment that she called her where the child was. So when she's saying, you know, it took me 8 minutes, those 8 minutes sound like it was just to verify the information that Queen already had. That's what it sounds
right. Queen had already, because she the one who told me the name. So when she told me the name, then I knew who to contact to get information from. So she already knew. When she got the phone call that Chris was locked up, she knew because they told her CJ is with such and such. She already knew.
Right. And so that's kind of the gripe that you guys have, being that she made it seem like
right. She knew he wasn't in no foster care. She knew he wasn't. She knew the person's name that he was with.
But because she didn't know this young lady. Now we're gonna keep it real. So if I'm gonna come out here, I'm coming out here real. Okay. So Grandma. Okay, if I'm gonna come out, I'm coming out with it real. Can you hear me on that?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so if she knew who the young lady was, she didn't know her per se because she didn't have no probably conversation with this young lady. But there's another young lady that Chris deal with, because you see, it's always kids with Chris. They feel comfortable with Chris having their kids because Chris is a good babysitter. You know, he could be a good babysitter, but some of that stuff Chris could nap some of them adults out of it. But they feel comfortable with him, with his child. She thought that Chris had her with that other individual. So the other individuals, because I'm not calling out other people's names, but Queen know who we talking about.
Your phone cracking.
Okay.
I can hear her.
Okay, so Queen know the other individual, but because she wasn't with that individual that Queen know, that's when Queen started doing the stupid stuff that she did. But she knew at the time, because she knew the girl's name. She let her mom, let my daughter know who her name is. We got with my other daughter that's here, my granddaughter that's here, that was up there living with Chris. She know who she is and she know everything. So Queen, at the end of the day, Queen know. Queen is trying to always feel like she is the what can I say?
The victim.
The victim. You're not the victim, Queen, and you need to stop playing that victim stuff. You need to stop playing it, because I'm not going to explore all of my family's business on the internet. That's not what we're trying to do. But we're trying to let the media know that she knew where her child was. Now, if she want to go any further with that, I'm not that son-in-law. I mean, her cousin, whatever that boy's name is, whatever his name is, that's trying to expose her. I'm not him. I'm not your mama, and I'm not your granny. I'm not your grandma. I'm your granny on the other side.
Yeah.
And if
I think just interrupt you slightly. I think the reason and the outlook that some people have is the fact that, you know, it's a scary call. Like, it's scary to get a call and somebody tell you that the child that you left with the father is not with the father, the child is with somebody else. So I understand her frustration and her frantic, but I do understand your point also, that you didn't have to make it painted like your son was stolen when you knew where he was. He just, you know what I'm saying? But yeah,
exactly.
If I get the call as a mom, I'm gonna be frustrated and infuriated too. Like, what the heck is going on? Who is this person that has my child?
I don't want to quarrel with you on that. Yeah. I understand that to the fullest. I understand her frustration. Like I told you, like I just sat here and I told you that I understand her frustration. But like I said, Nothing could keep me from mine because I wouldn't even be on no phone trying to find them out because I know Houston. I know the backhand of Houston. That's what I'm saying. I would have went right to my child because that's the kind of fear that I would walk in. I would need social media to find anybody because guess what? I'm going to find mine. But I understand where she was scared at. Well, I don't know where my son at, but she knew where he was at. When the people called her, she knew where her son was at.
Okay, so we're gonna go off of that, and I'm gonna go to Tamika, and you tell me the situation as far as the arrest. So can we clarify the arrest for the people who think that it's a new?
Y'all chopping up. Y'all chopping up. I can't hear.
Can you clarify the arrest for us? Tamika?
She said you was chopping up.
What?
Mika, she can't hear you. Okay.
I think it's her signal. Click off and then, are you there? Click off and then click back on. Oh, wait. So click the link again. Click the link again to come back on. Yeah. So you at one point, Queen lived with you at one point, right?
Yeah. So the granny?
Yeah.
Yes, she did. Her and Chris.
Yeah.
Her and Chris.
Yeah. And so people in the chat, is there any questions that you guys have? And again, this was just to clarify the narrative that was put out. As a parent, like I said, any parent would be scared of that call and frantic of that call to get a call, no matter what, that your child is with somebody that you did not leave them with. You would be, frustrated and furious. And, so I understand her frantic and being furious, but it kind of does make you look at it with a side eye if you go to social media and ask where your son is and you already know where your son is. So I kind of get that gripe because they would be like, girl, I understand you mad, but why are you making it seem like you don't know where he is when you go, who got him and what the story is? So, because I had a scare back in December with my daughter. And I'm going to tell you right now, that call is gut-wrenching. And it like, it will have you furious and shaking because I had a similar call with my daughter. And I was floored. And, I never talked about it publicly or on social media or anything like that because everything ain't everybody business. And you automatically know when you open up those types of narratives how people will perceive it and what people are going to jump and run with. So I never talked about the scare that I had. It pertains to my daughter, but that call is gut-wrenching. But I wouldn't twist facts to make it seem more salacious than what it is. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And that's all I'm trying to say is that it didn't even have to get to this. I would have been frantic and I would have been out of my mind. But sometimes you have to grab a hold to that frantic and fear and just say, okay, just like I just got loud, just like I got upset, I have to breathe. You have to breathe. Because, go ahead.
Somebody said, I'm not understanding why Queen is being blamed for Chris' behavior. Nobody is blaming Queen for Chris's behavior. What we are discussing is a narrative that she put out when she already knew where her son is. Nobody is blaming her for his behavior or why he was arrested. We're having a discussion as to why are you putting it out that you didn't know where your child was when you knew even before you put that post where he was. That's kind of the discussion, but nobody's blaming her for his actions. Chris is accountable for his own actions, and his actions is what he has to answer to, period. He has to fess up and own up to everything that he has done and what has happened. And the situation that this is surrounding is not from a situation with a woman. It's a situation that happened last year. So that's why I had them come on because they have firsthand knowledge. And the mom, let me text her actually, so she could come back on.
I'm glad that I'm glad that you clarifying that because we're not saying that we're not on Chris' side. There's no sides to the story. Like I said, there's no side. We're not on Chris' side. We're not on Queen's side. We're just bringing it to the forefront of she knew that her son, well, her son was in safe. It was at safety. She knew it. That's all I'm saying. She knew it. We all was on the phone.
Right. And
he was not in, and he was not in harm's way.
When I got the call about my child last year on some scary shit, there's hell, jail, juvenile hall. Nothing was going to keep me from flying right to my daughter. I went immediately. I was shaking, driving. I was scared. I was nervous. And I could hardly drive. But guess what? I flew to my child. And there's somebody that can, you know.
Exactly. Okay, and my thing is, you know, and I'm not trying to knock nobody, and we already know Chris, because we can't even really elaborate on the fact of the arrest right now, because we really don't know too much about that particular arrest, because we have not been able to talk to him on that right now. But like I said, where are you now, Queen? Why aren't you in Houston right now? Why aren't you in there right now to talking to Chris? Why aren't you there? You're the mother. You got this so much concern. Where are you? Why aren't you there? Because if I'm the mother, I don't give a dang what. He done got caught with another charge. I'm gonna be at that front door. Yeah, I'm gonna be at your front door, bro, because I know where you at. I'm going to be at your door. And we're gonna solve this problem right now. That's my point. My point. Where are you now? Fly and stop getting on this social media and y'all doing y'all drama. That even goes with him. Don't do no drama over there about her life, whatever. Get to him. Get to her. I was so afraid out of my mind. Guess what? I couldn't even go to sleep. Guess what? I would be at your door. You saying you was afraid and out of your mind? What stopped you from being in Houston this morning? Tell me that, Queen. What stopped you from being in Houston? Because ain't nothing running but the plane.
Well,
what's stopping you? And I'm done, Mika, because I'm tired, because I don't want to, you know, I'm tired. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
They would be in quarantine. That's one reason why she couldn't fly going into Houston, because Atlanta, and that's when I found out that I couldn't fly because we've been, you know, quarantined. But I was told
quarantine me then. Quarantine me.
Okay.
Quarantine me.
But I was told that
quarantine me. I don't give a damn about no quarantine. Quarantine me. I'm going to get my baby.
Yeah.
Child. Now for all the millions, I'll go get my child.
All right, calm down. Now
I'll go get her. Quarantine me.
Yeah.
But it ain't a virus. It ain't nothing. It ain't even a bomb gonna stop me from getting you, baby girl. Now.
Calm down. All
I'm
right,
mad.
I know, but calm down. Tamika, so what was you saying? Okay, so if you would have flown there, you would have been under a quarantine?
Yeah, I would have been under a quarantine. But so I said, well, it takes 20-some hours. So for me to get there, if we drive, they said if you drive, you okay. So I said, well, how far is it from Atlanta to Houston? And I found out that it was like 12 hours. I said, well, from the time she found out, from the time she called me and she's talking to me up into some hours or whatnot, she could have been halfway across Atlanta State Board to go get her child. That was my thing. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I'm not judging her as a mother. I'm not judging my son as a father. I think they both need some guidance, and I've always tried to be there. I think both parents have, tried to be there to help them through some things. But my goodness, I don't care if my son boo-boo in the wrong toilet. If he boo-boo in the wrong toilet, they got something to say. That boy has had CJ from the time she's been with Clarence to now, 80% of the time. Mm-hmm. 80%. But soon as he get somebody to find out he Chris Sales and he hit somebody, and he get a charge, he's a bad father. CJ was not in the house when this happened. This is something that's supposed to happen, I think, over the summer. But those that calling him just a woman beater and all that, have anybody ever thought who hit who first. Is my son supposed to stand there and let some woman hit him? Hell no, he not. Because his mama said, if a woman hits you like a man, you go after her. His mama said that. And people can disagree with me all day long. I don't care how little or how small. You spit on me, you gonna get smacked. That's it. That may not help his case.
Yeah, that's not helping him at all. At that point, he shouldn't have that course of action.
This whole self-defense thing, they keep on wanting to label him. Label the other. Why not label the other one?
Mm-hmm.
Why not label them? It's more than just Chris. Everybody right now, from the time this happened, within 4 freaking hours, it was 20 videos up.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody had correct information. No one. Everybody was still, oh, is CJ found? CJ been found.
Mm-hmm.
CJ been found. That's my whole thing. Everything this boy do, if he come out and he apologize, he lying. If he use her name, he clickbaiting. That's his ex-wife. He can do that. They made the channel together. She knew what she was doing when she gave up the channel. So all of that they keep on putting in it, you know, to make it seem like he just this horrible person. He's not horrible.
Mm-hmm.
He's not horrible. I don't just take up my son until I don't take up for wrong stuff. I was highly peed off yesterday. I was. And like I told Queen, yes, I am a mother too. Just calm down. I said, I will find out where Tiffany is, and if she do have the person's name. I did put that out there. So it's just, I will find out. But you told me where she was at. I mean, who that CJ was with her. You told me. So if you knew that, you go and say, well, now I get a text saying, well, you couldn't talk to your son, and you didn't know this and you didn't know that. But I clarified it for you.
Yeah.
I clarified it for you. So I'm not saying you squash it, you get to go to sleep, easy head, still not knowing, you know, who this person is. I get that as a woman. I get that as a mother. But then to go and then you know that these pages is going to pick it up and make him sound just horrible.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. And like Chris always say, why should I go on here and say this or go on here and say that or tell my truth? Because guess what? They going to always believe the other person.
Yeah.
And they do. They want to bring up some iPhones and all that. Give me a break. So much other stuff out there, but y'all want to keep on bringing up iPhones. Well, it was more than one person. If that was the case. So it's just, that charge, again, I think that was an old charge. It wasn't new. It did have the warrant thing on there. That's how I figure it was old. Again, I have not talked to my son. May not talk to him after this, you know. But I just don't feel like people can sit up there and judge him and say, "Oh, he a woman, he didn't beat another woman." How you know it was a woman?
Okay, Mika, let me iterate on that also, because I want to clear this too, because I know you upset. Yes, we don't provoke violence. That's one thing we don't do. And I, being Tamika's mother, I don't like it when any man put a hand on a woman. Period. And my grandson know that. So we don't promote that of any man hitting any woman. Now she might, but we don't promote that, you know. We don't promote that. So I'm letting you know.
I get what she was saying. Yeah. People who already have a vendetta against him, they're gonna take that and run with it. But I get
run with it.
I was raised, my mom told me from birth, do not put your hands on a man if you do not want them to put their hands on you. Exactly. That's not saying that they should be hitting women, but you as a woman have to be accountable for and what I speak on my channel all the time is accountability. A lot of people take the accountability of the woman out of a lot of these scenarios. I wasn't raised like that. I was raised on being accountable for my actions and owning up to my role that I've
Exactly.
and that is not to say that he could not handle it differently. Now, I've been in situations, I've
Right.
talked about it on my channel, where I maced the guy and I took out my mace. He called me a bitch and I maced him. And in that instance, that's kind of like me using a weapon on him. And if he would have hit me back, I would have had to own that and take accountability for my role and my action of that. Luckily for my case, he didn't. You know, he walked away. He didn't put his hands on me. But not every guy is going to act like that. There are some guys who you use a weapon on them, you hit them, they will hit you back. And that's not to say that that's glorified. That's just how it should be taught. Because girls think that they can put their hands on men and they are exempt, and that's not how it goes.
And that's not how I go. And that's why
That's not promoting violence. That's not promoting it. That's just reality. Some people got a natural.
That's right. That's
You hit
right.
them,
That's right.
naturally react. But
That's right.
considering he has this, now he kind of got to, kind of reel in those reactions. It's happened. He can't operate like that no more going forward.
Exactly.
He should work on ways to put those feelings in check or whatever, so that this doesn't happen again or whatever. So,
Yeah, Chris gonna need to get, like I said, and I'm gonna say this for the last time, because I hear, I'm a granny that I'm a YouTube lover. I love you. I love watching all of your stuff. I love watching online. I got a whole lot of subscribers that I subscribe to. I just don't watch him. Sometimes I just scroll back my grandson's stuff, because sometimes it's not there. But my point is, and this is my point, is a lot. You got your point of view, and everybody got their point of view on everything. But I cannot stand it when, and I'm gonna just call names like Martin Lawrence, or whatever his name is. I even subscribe to his channel. He is not on Always Facts, and he always say, I got the tea and I got the receipts. What? Because you got a receipt, the receipt can be not even legit receipt, but you still don't have it all, bro. You have a vendetta against my grandson, which I'm trying to figure out, what is it? Why you got a vendetta against him? Why every time y'all want to say that he clickbait and that's we going past what we was just talking about today. So we going beyond that right quick, because we really was trying to get to the point that Queen knew about the son situation, but I'm going off for a minute. But I'm tired of people saying Chris this and Chris that, and Chris got to do this and Chris got to do this. I mean, Chris is this and Chris is that. Chris needs to get on here, and he needs to really, when he really try to let people know the truth, they think he's lying, because he stepped back in, like he said,
but
he was not gonna.
He wait too late to clarify. You got
exactly.
You got to speak up,
and you need to clarify right then, because like he don't care. But like I said, everybody that's on here, YouTubers, everybody, and as they say, the young slang, because we didn't talk like that, they're chasing the bag. So why is it that all the bloggers or whoever can use Queen's like they doing right now? Everybody using Queen's name. So as soon as they use Queen's name, here you come. You got views. You got all these viewers. Everybody is for the dollar. When I could have opened up a page, or my daughter could have opened up a page, Queen's mama did. But guess what? If we use her name, we clout chasing. Chris had a relationship that was got a relationship that's going to be forever a relationship, because he has a son by Queen. That bond will never be broken until they death do they part. They treating Chris like Chris Brown. Chris is not Chris Brown. Chris is Chris.
I mean, well, they both had domestic violence cases. They would be treating him the same, because they both are Chris and they both have these domestic disputes.
Okay, that's what I'm getting to this point. But when you try, like I said, when you try to come back and try to clean it up, oh yeah, they come back and they back at him again. Yeah. So now he got to the point that now he doesn't care. you know. But now this stuff is serious. It's not hurting. It's not hurting those that out there. It's hurting the ones that really truly love you. It's hurting the mom. It's hurting the grandma. It's hurting the father when he walked. Chris came, and I'm gonna let everybody know. Chris came from a loving home. He has a loving home. He is not a predator, as they got him out here. He hugs, and he been with his son from the day his son came out of his mom's stomach. He been there for, he didn't even leave the hospital. He was even laying in the bed with his wife when they was conceived this child. So you out there don't know Chris when it comes to CJ.
What part of okay, so what part of it will you guys hold him accountable for as far as what he's done?
Hold Chris accountable for?
Yeah.
For some of the things that he's doing on the internet that he shouldn't be doing. Like some of the things that he does. We're not saying that Chris is right on everything that he does. It's just some of the things that he do. We're not saying that Chris is right on everything that he's done, everything that he does on the internet. We're not saying that he's right. But whatever issues it is, if it needs to be addressed and they have a problem with it, you know, Chris needs to address that problem. Like predator situations. Chris needs to address that. Chris needs to address. I know that on that charge that he was with the young lady, I'm not even going through all these names. Chris should have addressed that like it's supposed to, but he was court ordered not to. Okay, he should have addressed a lot of things. He should have addressed to set him free. But now is that everybody is he's fallen accountable for it because he never addressed it properly, addressed it right. So now they think he's just this weirdo. You know, but some things that he had to just not come to address because it was court order for him not to address it. But he didn't want them to, it's court order, this, that, and other. But there's a lot of things that he shouldn't have addressed. Yes, they got a video out with Chris talking about he was at the gas station and this, that, and the other. Well, I'm with them. You could have took some safety measures, bro. It's time to, and I'm sorry for saying, bro, but
what situation is this? Elaborate, because I'm not up to speed.
I guess they got a video out with him at the gas station. He hanging around with some guys, his fellows, and they're not taking the precautions about the gas. You know, taking the handle of the gas, at the gas station, taking the handle, putting the gas in. Then I guess the guy went in the store, and he came out the store and he opened up a bag of chips. Safety precautions. You know, though, and then not just that, what is it? Oh, Jesus, come on, tell me. Social distance, you know, social distance.
I did see that.
Right there. That's what I'm talking about.
Like a barbecue or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, bro, come on now, get it together.
Yeah. Social distance, you know. Some things you shouldn't do, and some things you shouldn't do when it's concerning your child, bringing your child together, and something he should not, CJ should not see, should not do, but he needs to address that. You know, we're not here to just make Chris like he holy the thou. No. The only thing I'm here, and I'm addressing the fact that you knew where your son was. And I'm tired of you letting people come on here, dogging him out. You know, half of the stuff that they be talking about, Chris, you can stop it.
Yeah.
You can stop it.
I mean, it's not up to her to be his defense, though. It's not up to her to be his defense. It's not up to her to cape for him, but she doesn't have to add or spin narratives. I will say that.
Exactly.
But it's not up for her to, you know, he got to speak up for himself. You know what I'm saying?
That's not what I'm saying, Nick. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is some things that's out here that's very well is said that she could stop, say, you know what? As of today, she can get on and say, listen, at the end of the day, that's my son's father. This here is not going to die because there's going to be a chance that it's going to come back. This is my child's father.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he did some stuff that we might not all agree upon it, but you know, we're not going to just throw him under the bus like that. You know, not to be on that side, because that's if this is my child's father, I'm not going to let social media just throw him under the bus. Like not just him, just people in general, like her mama, grandmama, me, or whatever, or his mama. If they come at us, she should say, "Don't do them like that, because you don't know them." That's all I'm saying. You don't know them, and if you love me, you'll love what you'll love. If you love me, you'll love them too. And because we're not coming out here to bash you, we're coming out here to tell the truth, and you know that truth was, and that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm done.
Yeah, and I get what you're saying. Some of the stuff she put out, she does not fully put out the whole thing. And I've covered videos on that in the past where she'll put out certain things, and it's like, you could have been a little bit more clear with the story to give people all of the facts if you don't speak on it at all. So I do understand what you're saying, but yeah, it's not her job. But if she does speak on situations, or if she puts information out, she should definitely tell the full story and not half of the story, like she's done on several occasions that I've seen when I was covering her. But so I guess,
and also, not to cut you off, also Chris, don't tell some of the story, tell it all. If y'all gonna put it out there, tell it all.
Yeah,
tell it all.
Yeah,
you know. Because this is I don't think social media is just to be around just to put people down. Because I see people that makes me laugh. I see a lot of stuff on here that makes me laugh. Really, some things that bring some attention to me, like the world and the world news. It comforts me. Sometimes it do. Sometimes I don't like watching something on the TV. I just turn on one of them and I laugh. I like the romances with the couples and all that. I watch her and him. Nothing stopped me from ever watching Queen. Nothing stopped me from, we sing her music. We got her music in our car. We blast on her music. We love you, Queen. And when I said, you know what? I'm going to say this. This will hurt me. They said that I said that I made a comment and I said Clarence was an add-on. I didn't mean it to be derogatory, like he's just an add-on. What I said and what I meant, and I'm telling the world is that you have Queen divorced. She divorced Chris. But in the midst of her divorcing Chris, she didn't have to divorce Granny. She didn't have to divorce her other mother-in-law. She didn't have to divorce the other kids that's in his sisters. She didn't have to divorce the brother-in-laws, because at the end of the day, CJ belongs to all of us. And when I said what I said, well, Clarence, when she went with him, it just added on to the family. So that's what makes a family, all of us. Chris shouldn't have no animosity toward Clarence. Clarence shouldn't have no animosity toward Chris. They need to come together. All three, them three need to come together so they can be as one. Because who falls for it? CJ. Out of all of this, CJ.
Yeah.
Now, you didn't have to.
When you're young, you got egos going, and people have their egos and all of that. They running off of ego, and
they need to come off that ego stuff, because that's how we was brought up. I can't stop loving on my stop loving my ex-daughter-in-law because she decided to, or sister-in-law. My brother has a wife that they might never stop me from loving them.
Yeah, it kind of went out.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah. Go ahead.
That don't stop me from loving them, because you got a new family. That just makes the family bigger. And that's why we never came at her or wanted any money from her. She never got a DM or give me some money or you owe me nothing. Queen owe us nothing. Mm-hmm. Nothing. She owe us nothing. Only thing we want is that the love that we had, because we were a loving family. Yeah, family, and this drama needs to stop.
Mm-hmm.
I want the drama to stop today. Clarence, Queen, and Chris, you see that, Brandy? Y'all need to come together.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to pull CJ from Queen. We don't want Queen to pull CJ from Chris. We want them all to be as one, and that's a family. And that's the end of the story. Just everybody coming together.
Just
That's all.
saying.
Tamika, your thing is going out again.
Mika, your phone, your whatever it is going
That's
out.
the last thing I have to say.
What'd you say? All right, click the link again. Hold on, let me text her and tell her to click the link again.
So am I making any type of sense? You know, because sometimes I can say some stuff and it just be like, you know, did I say that right?
But people who already chose a side, they already gonna go with the side that they want to go on. I'm not on either person's side. Just you know, do what's right for the baby.
Exactly. That's all. Do what's right for CJ.
And for me, like I said in my last video, I never put either parent above the other parent because they both did things that I felt like did not put CJ all the way first. And I felt
That's right.
You know, I didn't feel like Queen was better than him, and I didn't feel like he was better than her.
Exactly.
Chris had the baby a lot of the time, but I still didn't feel like, you know, that painted her as a bad mom because I know she's a busy parent. However, I feel like both parents, I never put them above either one. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, you know, right now is the time to, come together, get some counseling, get whatever needs to happen.
Exactly.
And get it together for the baby, because at the end of the day, the only person who suffers is the child.
It's the child. It's the child. Now, you know what? If and I'm gonna let you know, Tamika, can you hear me, baby?
Yeah.
Tamika, can you hear me? At the end of the day, the world knows how much loves his father.
Yeah.
And Chris knows how much his son loved him, and he know how much his son, how much he loved his son. At the end of the day, whatever you're going through, Chris, get it together, brother. Get it together, my son. You got to get it together. Pull through. Pull through this. You know God. You know him. He said it's better not to know me than to know him. You know him. And that's why a lot of stuff is coming against you, because you are out of the will of what you are, out of the will of God. And a lot of things has coming up against you. At the end of the day, Chris, you got to get it together. And like I'm on Nick's side. It's not her side. It's not his side. We're not on nobody's side. We're just saying what's right. And what's right is making it right for CJ. Making it right for him. Never having CJ to make a choice whether I'm going to be with my mama or whether I'm going to be with my dad, or making a choice from his grandparents, because he got a lot of grandparents. He got a loving Queen's mother, a loving grandma. He got Queen's grandma, mother's mother. He got me, which is his Granny's mama, and he got his grandma. You know, so he got a lot of grandparents. He got a lot of relatives. He got a lot of us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we want to just make it right.
Are you okay, Tamika? Are you okay?
No, stop crying, Mika. You did your part. You need to stop crying. Stop crying. You did your part. She just came from up there being with them. Through all of this call and stuff, she just came from
We can't hear you.
Ain't nobody hear you.
I can't hear you.
Mika. Nobody can hear you, Mika. Nobody can hear you.
Wait. Hold on. Let me tell her to click the link again. Yeah, I know it's emotionally draining. And when I talked to her, she was saying that, you know, she was hurt because of this, she might not be able to see CJ for a while. And she was kind of upset with how it kind of played out last night, because she's been there for CJ. And I always see her posting photos of CJ and posting, you know, outings and everything like that. So I know that she is definitely devastated behind all of this. Let me see.
Yes.
Yeah. We still can't hear you.
You can't get Trinity's phone or something, or move out of that area where you at in your house or
You
something.
have headphones?
Your voice is, we can't nobody hear your voice. Nobody can hear you. I don't know. She had them cathedral ceilings in her household, you know. Sometimes she got those like cathedral ceilings in her household, and she got to get into a spot in her house where she can get the receptions out.
Yeah.
You can still hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, she's saying to send it to, okay, hold up. Let me send it to this number. All right, she's gonna come on from another device. So I just sent the link to the another number. So yeah, it's a lot. And
Yeah, but that's where I said when I was talking about them saying that he's an add-on. I didn't mean it like that. You know, that's not what I meant. You know, and I'm just clarifying that because, like I said, when Chris pranked me, you know, I got at Chris about pranking me on it. You know, everybody thinking I was clout chaser. I need somebody to pay my rent, but baby, I have a job. I've been working. I don't need anybody's money. I'm well enough financially set, and he know that. And I don't need Chris money, nor I need her money. But you know what? If he ever hit it up big, I know what I want. You know, hello. And like I told Queen, all I want to do is when you have a mansion, is just let me be in there or give me a master bedroom for a minute to sleep in. That's all. And I told her that. You get that mansion, hey, put me up in that mansion. I'm not there to stay, but just bring me to it. You know, I want to be in your mansion. That's all. I want to be in your pool. That's all.
You just want to visit, basically.
Yeah, that's it. I want to be able to be there. Hey, this is Granny. You know, like we did all the time.
Yeah.
You know,
and you've vented to me before, so I know, like, you probably, you know, it's like, yeah, I can't even like deal with this. You called me at 6 o'clock in the morning. I was still laying in my bed. I was sleeping. My phone was ringing, and I'm like, hello.
Okay. It rolls me up and it makes me hype.
Okay, we can hear you, I think.
That's better.
Yeah, that's much better. Okay, so what were you saying? What part?
I said I read comments and I've been told, you know, that CJ, I probably wouldn't see CJ again, or I shouldn't see CJ again. That hurts me a lot. Every time I see CJ is because I fly out to Houston to see CJ. That's my world. That's my grandson. Some people don't look at it that way. They look at it as we have no entitlement because of blood, and I never look at it that way. When I see CJ, I've always asked, or if I talk to Chris or whomever there as an adult, I'm like, did he talk to his other grandma, which she knows her special name? You know, I always try to keep peace in that area, but I don't get the same. Queen was just here a couple months ago, and I asked her, Queen, you have to ride past my house. I stay by the airport. Why couldn't you just let CJ wave his hand out and say hi to me? But neither here or there. Anytime I want to see him, I have to go to Houston. So I did ask her recently, if there is a chance when I'm in Atlanta, will I be able to come and see CJ there? It was a little hesitation, but she did say yes. I don't want this to come in between me and CJ's relationship. Actually, I was just about to send him a package out. He asked me for something very, specific. And I was looking for him. And that's why I text Chris, like, do you have your key to your mailbox so he can get his stuff? we have a very good relationship. Queen's siblings and my younger children have a good enough relationship. What they paint out on the internet, it makes me upset. It hurts my heart. It bothers me because I see that their family, and this is not bringing in this family, that family, but I see their family take a whole lot to keep a lot of stuff under the rug for that girl. They do. You know, me, I keep my mouth shut because, again, I'm just the person who got kids out the garbage can, as they say. I had my babies since they were babies. I'm their mother.
Mm-hmm.
CJ is my grandson.
Right.
So when she called me, I was willing and I was on the phone trying to look for me a flight. I hate that you had said something about, do I hold Chris accountable? I hold him accountable for a lot of things you would not even imagine. It's times that we don't even talk. Just like, again, I talked to Queen a couple weeks ago, and I said, well, Queen, I said such and such to him, so he may not talk to me for a couple weeks, but I'm speaking from a mother. And I asked him, I called him, and I checked him, and he awared me that CJ wasn't around at that time. So I responded back to Queen and told him he's not there, he's not in that area, X, Y, and Z. So they make it seem like we the bad people. We're not. I didn't raise no bastard. I didn't raise no child that just don't give a care about the world and the rules. Now, what he chooses to do, he do it. And sometimes he just gonna have to knock his head a couple times. Yes, people can count 2, 3, 4 times. And just to go back to me saying, you know, him beating on women and all that stuff, I'm tired of hearing that. Because again, people don't know the underlying. And I don't think I get tired of hearing, well, we need receipts. We need receipts. I need a receipt or a video of somebody hitting me with a broom. I need a receipt for that. I can't just say I got hit with a broom and y'all leave it alone. No, y'all gonna keep pressuring me. Mm-hmm. And that's not fair. His word should just be his word. Their word should be their word. And leave it alone. At the end of the day, I keep saying, I just texted my son day before yesterday and said, son, I always call him son. I said, son, don't let your good be evil spoken of. I just texted him that. Mm-hmm. So don't think you got people that say we sugarcoat stuff for money. Chris don't have to give me a dime. My husband worked, I work. And we've been working since I had my babies. Mm. We have a nice home. Chris didn't buy us no home. We had this home for the longest. So they look at it as a money thing. They look at it as a clout thing. If I say something, oh, she just wants this. That's not true. All I want is a relationship with CJ. That's it. But to have a good relationship with him, why can't I have a good relationship with you, Queen? As quiet as a cat, it was because of me you went and got your divorce. If that's the case. I went against my son. That's my son. But see, that's never going to be spoken of. That you use my stuff to go get your stuff. That you use me to go get your stuff. That's never going to be spoken of. So that's all I hate that the internet paints us or have to paint him to be the bad person, and it goes back to the family. Oh, he was raised by a trashy family. We're far from trashy. Far from it. Mm-hmm. Far from it. They talk about, oh, she didn't have no money, and that's not even true. If she would tell the truth even on that behalf. But that's not my truth to tell, though. But everybody know. Everybody know. If you see her videos, how many times have she lost some things? And then you'll realize why she didn't hold on to the money card. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what bothers me when I have to see this, and I know, and people sit up there and look at his mugshot and say, "Oh, I see hurt in his eyes." Yeah, you see why? But you know who they say hurt him? His mamas. His mamas hurt him. He got a woman issue. That's not, it could be, but that's not true. He wasn't hurt from me.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that Queen has went through with Chris, I already told her. I wasn't the mama to sugarcoat anything. Wasn't the mother to sugarcoat anything. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I told her mama. They moved my son out at 17 and allowed him to be a man at 17. They came to my house while my husband and I was asleep and came and got my son. Let that be said.
After he graduated though, he graduated from high school.
They came and got my son and moved him in to their home.
Mm-hmm.
When my son was still when he had rules and structure. But no, nobody talks about that.
Mm-hmm.
But he graduated at the age of 17.
Why he didn't do this, or why he didn't do that, or why was he allowed to do this and allowed to do that? They never talk about that. My son was in college on his second year of college and wanted to stay in school. And that could go on and on and on. But he was in college. Somebody else wasn't.
Yeah.
So for them to sit there like he just came from nowhere, he was somewhere. He came from somebody. He came from a house of religion, and people will tell you I've gotten inboxes and I've inboxed other people, and they say, you know what, that he doesn't even seem like that type of person. But
Yeah,
if you
but you
continue
can't-
to make your mind,
You can't take the burden for his actions, because I've seen people grow up and have the world, have everything, and they still grow astray. I think it's who is it? Cyndi Lauper, who is the girls just wanna have fun. She is a millionaire. She is paid. She is well endowed. Her son comes from a good, I would assume, I mean, just because you got money don't mean that it's a quote unquote good home. So I won't say that. But he comes from a person of means, and he wants to be a gangbanger. He wants to be a thug, a blood. And it's like, boy, you know you wasn't raised like that. So you can't take the burden of what he does and take that as a reflection of, but you can't take it like that. Most of your son's audience and Queen's audience are children. They have no real grasp on life because they haven't lived through nothing. They haven't been through nothing. Majority of them have not. Anybody who has been through anything or knows some stuff, they know that you can be the perfect parent and your child can still come out. However, they come out with different personalities. It's echoing somewhere. I don't know where it's echoing out the blue. You know, so you can't take it personal from somebody who ain't got life experience. They looking at Chris and Queen trying to live in their experience.
Well,
you know?
Just know, yes, he has some things. He has some things he has to work through. Yes, he do. He got some things. He knows that. You know, I know he knows that, especially knowing you have 99% of the people saying keep your son away from, you know, his dad.
99% of people don't even have kids though. They have no kids. They don't know what it's like to be a parent. They don't know what it's like to anything. They don't evaluate how Chris has the baby most of the time. You can't somebody wrote on my comment after the video talking shit, and I just knew it was a child. You know, so when you know it's a kid, it's like, girl, go on, go play in dirt.
You sounded like an echo. You sound like an echo.
I don't know why the echo is, but yeah, it's like go play in the mud. Go somewhere. You know, that's how you gotta look at it.
And that's what I did. That's what I did. I didn't respond. I didn't respond because the majority of them was little kids, you know, and I'm not in with all that little kid stuff, but I just shut it down. I say eventually it'll shut down itself. But
Yeah.
Mika, just leave it at that. We're not trying to go all the way back to here or whatever. We're gonna leave that at that. It's some things that they both have to get together as being parents. They are still young adults, and it's a lot of things that they got to do. And as me being a grandma, I'm just here for them both. I'm just being a grandma because it hurts me to see what's going on, and I really don't know what's going on with this other case that's going on right now. It's only going on speculations or really don't know. It's just going on speculation right now. But it is a chain. It is a thing that it's a chain that he continues to follow. It's a thing that he's keep doing, and it's just keep following and following. He has to get this off of him because
Yeah.
you can put it out there and they got you stereotyped as being this individual, and then this, that, and other. Yes, media have a right to look at all this, but see, y'all only know 10 to 15 minutes of his lifestyle. You only know 10 to 15 minutes, but we know his life. That's my grandson. That's my grandson from the day he was born. And it's going to be my grandson until the day he died. So it doesn't, so you all hear me on that. That's my grandson. I'm going to stand by him, and I'm going to stand by him with the truth. I'm going to stand by her with the truth. We love her as we love him. We love CJ. At the end of the day, my daughter, me, they need to come together and get this crap together because it's all about CJ. That's it. It's all about CJ. No more of this dumb stuff. Whatever stereotype. Let Chris know. Chris, what you did is not right. Sometimes it takes people to be redirected. Now, if you can't take any redirection, then there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. If you see that he's doing something not right, don't just put him down. Just say, Chris, don't do that. Pull that down. Pull that away. But it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Don't put him in this way. Or if you feel that he did some harm's way to him, tell him. Sometimes they don't take it from us, grandparent or the parent. They take it from the outside. If you see that that's wrong, if you see that's wrong, do it, correct it. And that's all correction. What happened in the past, that's in the past. I'm sorry you had to bring up some of the past, Mika. I really didn't want to go back there to the past. But the past is the past. Let's talk about today. Let's talk about this here, not knowing where your kid at, and you doing all of this. Let's start right here. Let this come to a cease today, because at the end of the day, my grandson, which I truly love, and which I don't care what nobody say, I'll be there. If all this transporting and all this, we never, ain't nobody ever say, well, how's CJ getting back and forth to whatever he got to do? You know what? It's his auntie from Chris. His auntie from Chris transporting. Sometimes she had to stay at the
Your phone is
airport
going
for
in
a
and
long
out.
time. Okay, can you hear me now?
I think when you talk closer, it picks up better.
Okay, sometimes the transporting back and forth, it's her. And yes, Queen make sure that everything is okay. Chris making sure everything is okay with transporting him back and forth. But do you think it's any regrets or regards? No, we love this kid. And we want the kids to be together. We don't want them to be separated. And no, Chris, that's your son. You have a responsibility. Queen owe him nothing. Queen, that's your son. And you have a responsibility. And them being in two separate, she have a child with this man and she have a child with that man, don't mean that she can make it right. You know what I'm saying?
Let me just elaborate on that, because every time when I speak to Queen or I text Queen, I always say, how's the baby doing? We come from a blended family. Everybody in our house, our home, our family, period, is blended. So we never exclude anybody out. That's the other thing that I had to tell her, like, why would you, we would never exclude him out, Even when I
Mhm.
talked to CJ, I said, CJ, did you talk to your baby brother? He said, yeah, I called my baby brother. I said, you miss him, don't you? And he said, yeah, I miss him a whole lot. I always interact. It ain't to be nosy. I don't ask about Clarence. I don't ask about none of that other stuff. It's always about CJ. It's always about, okay, did you such and such your brother and did blah blah blah, or Queen, tell such and such I said hi. It's plenty of times I've said, tell Lee and Clarence I said hi. It's plenty of times I've said this. So for hate on hate, for people to sit up there and say that I'm trying to, bring her down, I don't do that. It is times that I can say, oh, I got some mud for you. I got some mud. But that's when I really get deep down. But when I get emotional, it's about when it comes to kids and my mother, me being a mother. So there's no way I would have tried to keep that little boy from his mama. My thing was, if you was that, then you would have been in a car. That's it. That's the final say on that. I don't think it should even reach the internet. It should not. If it did, it should have been something he brought out on his own so he could be able to tell his story and not have other pages trying to tell stories for him. Because again, we don't have pages. My little page is to get people to, to see stuff or whatnot. We don't get paid for this. This is not what we do. This is not my life. I ain't dogging nobody who else
I just
do,
like to
but
look at
this is not my life. She sticks on it. It's hurtful when I get text messages at 3:45 or 5 o'clock. What's going on with Chris? At 5 o'clock? Really? Can I go to sleep? I ain't been asleep since this happened.
Me either. My phone been beep, 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 beep,
So
beep,
I appreciate your platform, but this is not a Queen bashing thing. We can't say. If she would ever come out and say yes, Granny and Mama Mika love me, or they never did anything to harm me, they cannot say. Or if her and Chris, had words with that, we never took her side, or we never was there for CJ, or we not there for CJ. The reason why CJ was still in Houston was because she let him stay for me. But my understanding was she was going to let him stay for 2 days and she was going to get him that Friday. I didn't know. She didn't call me until Saturday to say, hey, why is CJ still? I'm like, I'm in my bed. I'm at home. Because my understanding was he was leaving Friday. Had I known that, I would have made my trip longer.
Yeah.
So, those are things where we have conversation. But none of that is shown. None of that is said. Oh yeah, Chris family, the Sales family, they good. Stay off of them. Da da da. But we can't expect them to do that when they, always got something bad to say about her family.
I'm gonna step away for
We're
a
not
minute because
trying
I'm
to
at work. I'm
play.
gonna step away.
All right.
So I do. I love her. My husband, we always have had her back in those situations. We've told our son, we tell him on a daily when he wrong. When we talk to him, hey son, you wrong. I'm harder than my husband is. But I tell him, you're wrong, son. Don't say this. When I call him, I said, why you didn't answer the phone? Oh, I was making a video about my ex. I said, I said, Chris, why are you doing that? So I always tell him that, stop using her name. But then again, like somebody else said that has a platform. Why not? Why not? Why can't he? Everybody else do, and they don't know him. They don't know her phone number. She'll respond back to something negative before she respond back to y'all saying she cute and she love her music.
Yeah, but the negativity it do sting a little bit more, and it do make you be like,
yeah,
but,
it definitely do. It do.
Yeah.
But that's it. It's so just to clear that part up. I don't know
Do
if
you
you
want
got
to
to
take
edit all that.
what's live? It's live, and Do you want to take some questions from anybody, or you just want to leave it at that?
That's fine if they have some. I mean, I didn't know if anybody was on or not.
Oh yeah, they're on. Okay, so we will stay on for, I guess I will leave it for 5 or 10 more minutes. The first people to click the link and have a question, you'll be able to ask a question directly, and then we're going to wrap this up. I'm not going to stay here all day. So I'm about to drop the link right now. First people to click the link and have a question, you can ask the a respectful question, and we'll go from there. And then we'll wrap this up. The link is in the chat. Click the link. Come on, ask a question, and we'll leave it at that. If not, we'll wrap it there. We'll wrap it there. If not, you don't have to show your face. You could just click the link and turn off the camera. Be respectful, and we can just nip this all in the bud. I don't know what's going on with the timeouts. I don't know what's going on. Okay, we got 750 people on right now. I was just about to say, I know somebody want to ask the question. 750 people on right now. All right, you got to turn it off in the back, Jasmine. Somebody want to. Oh, she clicked off. Y'all had a lot of stuff to say in the chat, but y'all not calling in. So I guess it's just internet talking. Y'all don't want to talk straight up. I thought it would be more people to click the link. Because I've seen a lot of people saying stuff in the comments, but nobody's clicking the link. So I guess we'll just wrap it there. And just be that on that. Thank you guys for tuning in. And as you can see, there's a lot of people, they'll say stuff, they'll type stuff, but okay, we got you did chiming in. Hello? Tuning.
What's going on, Neek?
Hey, what's your thoughts?
My thoughts is Granny a motherfucking gangster. Moms, you need to learn something from Granny, man. You hear me? You got to be a little more
You can't be laughing.
Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes, The internet trolls, they gonna say crazy stuff, so you got to block that, just stay focused. And you broke my heart when you started crying. I was joking around in the comments, but when I seen you start crying, it kind of broke my heart. Granny, give her a little strength, but she can be a little more like you.
I try to get her like that all the time. She can't get like me. I try to make her get her.
The thing is,
she can't get her.
I don't have like that medium. I go from one end to just high end, so I have to bring it in. Grandma she is gangster. It's 17 of them.
But you know what, baby? You know what? I'm a gangster granny, but I'm a Holy Ghost gangster granny, because I came from a house of 17 siblings. I had 9 brothers and 9 sisters and 8 brothers. So I came from a gangster family. So I got a host of family members, And so that being said, Granny had to take it and be real. Okay. And that's all I'm trying to do.
Right.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I love the realness, I'm with it 100%. Shit, I wish my granny was still here, and my mom's, but I enjoyed watching the show today, And Neek, what's up with them pajamas? Like,
I mean, the pajamas is for sale on my website. Y'all know how it goes. NeekAtNight.com.
The fact that opened up on the site.
Yeah.
That was a good idea right there. Yeah.
Hey, and one more other thing. Chris know his granny. He knows his granny will swing on him, okay? So he know his granny.
I know Granny sitting over there with 2 AKs,
I love you. Thank you.
All right.
Peace.
Well, thank you, you dig. All right, so we'll just wrap it there. Nobody else clicked the link. I guess they only feel inclined to speak in the. Oh well, Clarissa. We'll leave it at Clarissa. Hello.
Hi.
You got to cut it off in the back.
Oh, pause it. Okay, I have a question.
It's still echoing. You got to cut it off in the back.
Okay, I have a question.
You got it playing on a TV or something?
Yeah, I just muted it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I have a son, Chris age, and I would never ever condone nothing that my son would do negative to any woman, any female, anything in front of any kids. It's just like Chris has been caught. He's been caught multiple times beating ass to females, and okay, this man is grown. Let him stand up and take responsibility to what he's doing to these females. And I think the mother and the grandmother need to let him be a man and take responsibility. He needs to be prosecuted. Ain't no way in hell he should be on wherever he at beating females' ass like that. Like, bring that same attention to a man.
And that's understandable.
Okay, everybody say, okay, and everybody also say, well, we're not bashing Queen. Everybody's bashing Queen. Queen is a victim. Queen was a victim that pulled herself out of that situation.
I wouldn't
Like,
say
how
that
can you
Queen
do
is a
that?
victim. I feel
Okay.
like if you could, if to say that Queen is a victim, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a stretch. I don't feel like Queen was a victim.
Any woman that Chris Sales has put his hands on is a victim.
Not if they put their hands on him. That's not. You're not a victim. No, you're not.
That's a big man. That's a big man.
It doesn't.
I mean, that's a big man.
I don't know. I don't know how you were raised, but like I said, if you are a woman, just like any other time that I speak on women, women have to have accountability, to put it out there that women are zero accountable for their actions. I feel like it's very problematic. Now, should he be going around just putting his hands on women? No, I don't condone that. I don't promote that. However,
he's doing it in front of his kid, though.
But to say that somebody is a victim when they are also putting their hands on people,
his son is a victim too.
That's not what I classify as a victim. That's not how I was raised. That's not what I stand on.
Well, I can see why Chris don't take responsibility for his stuff, because you have not took responsibility for the stuff Chris do, and you're not even responsible for the stuff that he do. He's a grown man at the end of the day.
I think that's what we're not taking up for Chris.
We don't stop bashing Queen. Stop bashing the Queen. Just stop bashing the Queen. Every time y'all do a video, y'all say y'all not bashing her, but y'all bash her.
We not Chris.
Yeah, y'all shouldn't have, but y'all raised him.
He's wrong or he's right.
Y'all raised that.
We're not talking about that.
Yeah, whatever. He should be in
straight.
jail.
We're not talking about that.
Yeah, but what are you talking about then? He's a woman beater, and he's doing it in front of his son.
And you didn't hear us. We're not.
And there's a video of his son beating on Survey.
Then stop bashing Queen at the end of the day.
Okay, but Clarissa,
we're not bashing Queen.
But wait a minute.
You too old to be hating like that, though.
Charlotte, what do you? Okay, so if you say that they're bashing Queen, do you feel like? Oh, she hung up. She clicked off. But I mean, to sit here and act like Queen is innocent and absent of accountability, to me is crazy. I keep seeing people in the chat talking about Neek hate Queen. I don't hate that girl and at all. I hold people accountable. Queen is not innocent at all, and she is not a victim in my eyes. Like a lot of people are not victims. You guys were raised flawed if you think that you can do stuff to people and it does not come with repercussions and a reaction. You cannot do
and that
things.
goes for Chris.
And right, that goes for both of them. So to say that somebody hates somebody just because they're holding them accountable, I've done several videos on Queen, and I do not do a lot of Queen content anymore because I'm not interested. But when this situation happened, yes, I chimed in because as a mom, I'm like, whoa, this probably is going a little bit too far. Something's going on. But if there are inconsistencies in the story, I have no problem, clarifying. However, Queen is not innocent. She does put out stuff that is not the full story. She does twist some of the stuff, and she does lack accountability in a lot of instances, and she comes off like everybody else is doing something when she plays a role in things too. Now, if you don't see that, maybe you blinded, and that's not bashing her, because Chris is also accountable with the way that he reacts. He is accountable to now understand you are a target and understand that you have to move differently. You got to stop with the fuck shit that you're doing, and you have to man up and shift gears. You know, they both have done some shit, and that's why I said I don't put neither of them above the other one. They both have done some shit where it's like, what the heck is going on? But they are young, okay? But that's not to hate anybody. That's to keep it real. Y'all not used to keeping it real because you like somebody, and when you like them, you act like they could do no wrong. I like people all day, and I like them, and within me liking somebody, I can say, I like you, but listen, I'm not going to be fake and phony with you. You guys, they have a lot of phony followers. A lot of y'all are phony fraud yes men. And I wouldn't want none of y'all in my corner if you're not going to ever hold me accountable for the fuck shit that I do. If you just going to be a yes man and you think that somebody always doing something right, something is flawed with you, because they both of them, not one, not just her, not just him, not just him, not just him. They both can be accountable in their actions. They both did. A lot of people made a big deal about Chris cheating. Oh, Chris cheated on her. Okay, but then they dismissed it when Queen cheated. Oh, well, Queen did it because, and then it's all these excuses. A lot of people have a lot of excuses. Hold them both accountable. They both can be held accountable. Period.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's that on that. Nobody else clicked the link,
and she was, you know, the accountability part. That's true. And then you just brought something up, even with the whole cheating thing. Okay, well, they began to be on social media when his stuff got caught. They weren't on social media when her stuff got caught. So his stuff got caught out, you know, first, or if that's the, you know, back and forth. But again, we didn't say, Chris, you're right for doing that. You know, no, that's wrong. That is wrong. I don't agree with none of it.
Right. All right. So I'm gonna take this last one. Red Pill. Hey.
Hey, good morning and good afternoon to everyone. So I just wanted to come on and kind of give a male perspective on it. I'm someone that you know, married, 2 kids, and started off really young at 20 years old. So I can understand, you know, the drama and stuff that takes place. But my advice to Chris, I don't know too much about him or Queen, to be honest, but you have to remove your emotions out of the situation. Honestly, whether, you know, anything's going on, it's just you can't give someone the power over your own emotions, where it's going to cause you to act out and eventually just harm yourself and even set a, you know, bad example for your kids. Honestly, that would be my biggest advice, is just for him to, you know, stay on his purpose. And honestly, if a woman is taking you off of your purpose, then, you know, you just got to remove yourself. It's not emotional. And anytime when a man, you know, puts his hands on his woman, he has to realize that's feminine energy. That's not masculine. A man, just walk away from that, because guess what? There's other women out there. There's other things that are more important. Life is more important. So if that's the type of energy you're getting from a woman, then just walk away. It's not even worth it. And it's just, you can't give someone that power. That's power when someone makes you act up, right? That's power. Like, she can't have that power over him, because if not, it's going to be the same thing in every situation. He'll go somewhere else, and yes, someone has the power to set him off, and then he's going to be, you know, ending up in a bad situation. So that would just be my advice. He really just needs to, you know, hone in and focus on his purpose, and just realize, like, that's just not the way to handle it. That is being reactive. That is not a masculine way to be. He has to be wiser than that, and really just, you know, just study, just take his time. Honestly, I try to help dudes. I got a cousin that reminds me just of this situation. You know, he's been locked up nonsense. And he calls me like, man, when he's about to lose control. And I had to talk to him like, listen, man, like, you can't allow that. Like, you just have to be in your purpose. If someone's trying to act up, just let them know.
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
Somebody in the chat said, preach. You hear that, Neek? I don't need to, I understand what he's saying, and what he's saying, he is giving facts. However, not everybody is going to react like that. And that's what I'm speaking to. So yes, should you walk away? Is it wiser? Yes. And if you can't comprehend that, Miss, do you hear that, Neek? If you can't comprehend that, then maybe you need to go and evaluate your comprehension, because what I said was, no, he should not just be going around hitting women. However, not everybody is going to react that way. And even though he should walk away, the woman still has accountability, boo. So did you hear that? Did you hear that? The woman still has accountability. Do you hear me, boo? You heard me? Her, please hear me. Okay. Period.
And honestly, I agree with you, but I feel like the way to really hold the woman accountable in that situation is to remove yourself. If she's acting up, it's because she's emotionally invested in you. So you remove yourself from the situation. You don't deal with her at all until she gets into the proper frame. Okay, when you want to come at me with respect and correct, okay, cool, we can deal with each other. If not, your accountability is, hey, you're not going to see me, talk to me, like that's what it is. And honestly, again, you're keeping that power. You're not
and
giving
somebody
the power
said,
away.
Neek, you're wrong. If the woman doesn't hit him first, she doesn't need to be accountable. That's what I'm saying. So this, Chris, mama and grandma, this is what I'm talking about. You talking to people who don't comprehend, because clearly I said, if a woman hits you first, you have to be accountable. So this is what you deal with on the internet. So don't even stress yourself out, because people lack comprehension. Because clearly, if somebody hits you, what are you being accountable for? You're like, come on now, common sense ain't common. But clearly we're talking about an instance if a woman hits a man.
Right. And honestly, that's typically going to be the situation. I mean, typically a woman is going to, act out because they're going to be more emotional. But at the end of the day, that's where, as a man, you can't get into that back and forth situation. That's where you have to be a little bit, better, and that's what I'm talking about. Either situation. No, she's wrong for that. But again, you're only hurting yourself if you engage. It's just not wise. And especially if you're raising a young man. I got two myself, so I know like that's never the impression I would want to set for them. And it just starts the ugly cycle.
Right. Well, thank you so much for chiming in. I appreciate it.
Hey.
All right. So that is all. Thank y'all for talking to me and speaking to me about this situation and reaching out to me and clarifying. Hold up. Wait, let me.
My phone is.
Yeah, I had muted it because it was background noise, but I wanted to cap it at an hour and a half. So thank you guys for chiming in and speaking with me. I appreciate it. And I might do a live afterwards to just
we're gonna do it once we find out the actual facts, then we'll bring it to the table.
All right.
Once we find out the actual facts, we'll bring it to the table. But if it's dealing with court procedures, like I explained to you, it's some things that you can say, it's some things he might have to, shut his mouth, because right now we don't know what's going on. We really don't know. We don't know. We could only go on by what we hear right now. We have to talk to him. Right. And right now, he shut everybody down right now. Right. So once we find out, then if it's my mama don't let you know, I'm going to let you know.
All right. Well, thank you. Well, I'm going to cap it right there. But thank you.
Okay.
So much. All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right.